What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Thursday night of the Sports Chasers Podcast, coming to you live and direct on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, click, and share and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also hit us up on all social media accounts. Make sure you also get at us. We're on all major podcast platforms, man, but we're doing good tonight. To be with you, we got a lot to get into tonight. We're going to talk about a little women's soccer. The U.S. women's team went out Sunday morning. We'll talk about that and all the ramifications with that. We'll talk about Major League Baseball and their power rankings. Kind of strange things going on in Major League Baseball. The Baltimore Orioles strike again. The Angelos, their own team, for whatever reason,
they can't get out their own way, bro.
Get out their own way. They got a good team, and
they can't handle success, Kev. That's just what it is.
They cannot handle that. That is a real thing, though. Like, that's not what D is saying. Is not like a
and we'll get in. We'll get
that's
into
a real thing. Like, there are people in life that they just can't, like, they can't do it. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, yo, everything ran well. What happened, man? They just mess it up. Like, you know, like,
no, they just gotta fuck it up. That's just what you really want to say.
You stop smoking for 8 months. You walk past the grocery store, and next thing you know, you got some Newports. Like, yo, dog, like, it's been 8 months. You've been good. What are you doing? Why you stop?
It's quite frustrating.
Shout out to all my one step at a time. All my, you in the one day at a time. The Baltimore Orioles can't do it, man. But go ahead, Kev. We'll talk about it, man.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Orioles. They suspend Kevin Brown, and I'll play the clip of it. I don't see what he said anything. He just told them the truth that they suck playing in Tampa. But we'll talk about that. We'll get into that. Obviously, we created such a stir over the weekend. Clips were released of our last episode 182, Angels in the Outfield. And we simply just talked about preseason football. And some folks they was a little bit mad about.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't there. So good.
But we'll go into it and talk about it again. Yes, preseason above us is upon us. They have a game tonight. I don't have it on my screen yet, but preseason is here. We'll talk about it. Some of your favorite players, they play during camp, and they probably will not be in tonight's game. So we'll talk about that. A lot of people got mad on TikTok, but whatever. College football, the ACC, they want to make changes again. Notre Dame, who's a part-time lover of ACC.
Yeah, they're being pimped out by Junie. That's from that henceforth. We're going to call Notre Dame Junie, because Junie treating them like a project dude, you know, with a chick like, yo, girl, you can come by. You know I love you. Yo, get that Chinese food. Get 2 orders, French fries, chicken wings, and I'll be up there like 12. You ain't going to come out with me and hang out? No, I'll see you like 12.
See you like 12.
12.
Yeah, 12.
In your house.
So
make sure you get them chicken wings and French fries, though, for real. All right?
That's right. Some extra hot sauce on it.
Yeah, please. And the Kool-Aid. Make sure that Kool-Aid's cold. Red. What flavor? Red.
Man, but yeah, a lot of stuff going into, like I said, preseason football, they're in full swing. We'll talk about that. I think over the next couple of weeks, we'll start talking about some of the preseason prognostications. We'll talk about how these teams will be. We'll go over some of the how the teams will do during the season, like how we did last year. and we'll go for them, man. So before I
Yo. So
Right.
listen, Kev. Listen now. What I want to do for everyone out here, for this from Sports Chasers to y'all, if you can guess the closest to what our picks will be for Super Bowl, so forth and so on, I will get you a pair of I'll show them to y'all before the show's out. The Air Force Ones, we call them the Sports Chaser Ones. They are custom made Air Force Ones around our colors as the Sports Chasers, and I will make sure if you get in, you put your picks up, and we'll put them all in the Excel, and the one that comes closest to ours, you get a pair, guaranteed, to your crib of the Sports Chasers Ones, Air Force Ones. All right, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. What up, Dan?
shout out to Dan. Pats vs. Texans are on tonight. Thank you, Dan. Dan will be in the comments tonight, hanging out with us. So shout out to the DA for that was his idea for the giveaway. We're gonna be more engaging as far as that phone calls. Didn't have it set up tonight, but we'll be able to do that very shortly. I know we've been saying this, but it's really gonna come true. You'll be able to purchase some merchandise here very soon, very, very, very soon. Go to our website, go to YouTube channel, be on here. The link will be on there. You'll be able to get some of that merchandise, the hat, shirts, hoodies, mugs, tumblers. It'll be on there. No sneakers, not yet, but you know what I mean. So we'll get to that. I know. Well, we met the crew already. DA's doing good. D-Dub, what's up, brother? How are you?
Good. What's good, man? Everything's good. Thursday night Sports Chaser podcast. We'll get into it. Talk about the world of sports today.
Yep.
And past and present. What's going on?
Yep. So also make sure you look out for us. Football season upon us. We're going to be doing Fourth and Short again on Monday mornings. Time to be determined. We're looking around 9 or 10 o'clock, but we'll let you know exactly. We'll do it for 30 minutes. The top 5 games. We'll pick. And we'll go from there.
So
and
Dan, what did you say last week, man? Dan's chiming in. So what did you say last week that got the whole world mad at you, Dan?
Well,
what exactly did you say, Daniel? I gotta call him Daniel. Daniel, what exactly did you say, Dan?
We'll get Dad, call him Daniel. Well,
I know it was something bad. So
we'll replay what Dan said. I'll actually bring up the clip and replay what Dan actually said.
Dan is toxic. So.
Yeah, toxic Dan. Yeah, he makes some people mad.
That's his name. I didn't make that shit up.
Well, D, there's a couple of things, and I guess we'll just jump right into it real quick. As far as the preseason, how many games? We know it's 3 games. I think Kevin made a mistake and said 4, but it's 3. We don't know that. You don't need it. Yeah, exactly. That's basically our point. Our point. If you looked at the whole show, we was just talking about older players, veteran players that's been in the game. That's pretty much your go-to guys. Some of them don't need to play preseason. You just need to get them, walk them through a walkthrough suffice. Get them, prepared. With that, they already know the plays. They good. I've
been saying for years, man.
Yeah.
Play high school football. Play the year after that a little bit. High school or college doesn't have preseason. We don't even get the scrimmage against other schools. Only time you get the scrimmage against other schools is 7-on-7. So it can't be any hitting, right, with any other school. So the reality is that if the college kids can play without a preseason, why is it that the pros can't play without a preseason?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Oh yeah, we want to get the money grab. That's what we want. That's what. And listen, I'm not mad. Owners, get your money. But my point is, when is enough money enough? So you give up a game of the preseason and add another game to the real season. Listen, why don't we just stop playing and make it a 21-game season, and then we're just done.
Right.
We're just done, because in college you don't have to play. There's no preseason in college. Period. My lovely assistant here.
So we already we talked about that. we had talked.
Let me just show the world real quick what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Real quick. Like this here, this is the giveaway right here. These are the Sports Chasers ones, Air Force One kicks, brand new, out the box, our colors, gray, black, red, Sports Chasers. So if you can guess the teams that we're going to put up or we believe will win the Super Bowl and playoffs, so forth and so on, you'll get a pair of these, guaranteed. I will make sure you have a pair of the Sports Chaser ones. This is them right here, guys. Now, I know my screen's looking kind of crazy, but I'll fix that by next week and show you again.
We'll get that picture.
And we'll take care of these for you.
We'll put it on the website so you can see it also. We'll put it on the website.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, so go ahead, D.
Yeah, so we talked about the preseason and then also.
No, I'm sorry, D. Let me just set you up. Let me play you exactly what was said in this clip.
All right.
Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh. Dan Kirsten, Kevin.
No.
Facebook, Twitter, you name it. We're on there. Threads, the new threads. We're on that too. On all social media.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
My star quarterback playing. My star quarterback. I won't want my quarterback, my star quarterback, playing in any preseason games. If y'all notice, that's just it. It's just a night out. These guys are trying to compete for a position, and that's it. You need to be smarter with your money. That's all I can tell you.
Like, if you're paying to go watch a preseason game, you're an idiot.
Oh, wow.
Well, you're paying for the ticket price of a regular fucking season game.
100% facts.
To watch a bunch of guys that aren't going to make the team. It's like the fourth preseason game when they had it. Nobody fucking played.
Yep.
And I believe
So that's what was said last week.
I heard no lies. No lies there.
Yeah. And now that I heard what Dan said when they had it. So again, because somebody got up there and was talking about it's 3 preseason games. But we was talking about ticket prices, and one guy said it was $80. He went to a game or $80. All right, $80, but that's still a hell of a lot of money for a preseason game. And I don't know if wherever this guy is at, but I don't think that he's checked around the country, because around the country, those ticket prices could easily get up as much as $100, depending on what part of the country you're in. So,
and again, it's not even the dollar amount. It's is it worth it? Now, if you love football and you want that experience, I'm with you. That's a great thing. You go to a game and it's fun. For the experience, I guess, to go to a pro football game, and it is an experience. It's not necessarily an experience that I want to, deal with anymore. The crowds and whatnot, especially if you're watching guys that that probably won't make it. I'm not saying it's bad football. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the guys that are there are probably not the guys who's going to play. Because remember, all this is calculated, right? So the guys that play in these games are borderline guys, because your first round dudes that you already have guaranteed dollars into, you don't want them tearing an MCL or ACL, PCL, trying to cut somewhere and then they're out the rest of the season. We've seen GMs, owners, and coaches get fired behind that. We've seen that happen. So they're not going to do it. It's just a matter of risk. It is just a matter of risk over reward. As Kevin would say, is the juice worth the squeeze? So why are we doing it if you're going to lose your quarterback? So I just heard that Indianapolis is going to start their rookie, because he's all they got. Richardson is all they got at quarterback.
AR5.
They're going to start him. So if he gets hurt in the preseason, the cokehead, crackhead, pill-taking owner, yeah, well, I guess he'll be back on that stuff that he was on when he got caught driving a few years ago, right? Because it's not a smart move.
Well, did we lose DA?
You guys there?
Yeah, we there. Go ahead. We thought you was finished. Go ahead.
It's not a smart move.
Okay. No, so you heard what Dan said, and now you heard his context. Go back and listen to what we said. We're not saying don't go. If you want to go to the preseason game, by all means, go. We're just talking value for value of the game. Is it worth it? Just saying. D-Dub, go ahead.
Oh no, I don't got nothing. I got nothing on that, man. That's pretty much out, where I was at on it.
I looked up the Dolphins and Atlanta Falcons. They'll be playing in Hard Rock Stadium on tomorrow. And the lower bowl, the tickets for tomorrow's preseason game. I saw some ticket prices around $260, $300. So
you must be kidding me.
No, not.
And that's not the experience I want for a preseason game.
Yeah, that's just the wrong experience.
That's the wrong experience for me. I mean, but do what you want to do.
Giving my money to a woman on going to dinner and just giving her the money and leaving and not even getting a chance to eat the dinner. Like, I just leave, give her the money.
For $200+ I could do a whole lot of better experience for $200 Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think we lost DA. What happened?
Yeah.
We lost DA. But you want I think for preseason that's a lot. Just my opinion, and that's what we're giving is our opinions. Now, whether you like it or not, that's neither here or there. But I don't know. I don't know what dude want us to do.
It's all good, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying
it definitely is. So we're gonna try to work on getting DA back. I don't know what happened to him, but DA got missing in the sauce for that. And so before he comes back, let's go to Major League Baseball. Shout out to Dan who's checking this out here. So let's go to Major League Baseball. The power rankings according to CBS here. So you got number one, you got the Braves. The Braves are
smoking, man.
Smoking.
Even though they lost to the Pirates today.
Yeah.
This afternoon.
Mm-hmm. They lost to the Pirates this afternoon. They're 72-41. Then you have the Baltimore Orioles. They're 71-44. And we'll talk about that story here in a second. And then you have the Tampa Bay Rays. They're 69-47. The Texas Rangers are 68-47. The Houston Astros are 66-50. They're number 5. The LA Dodgers are 67-46. They're number 6. The Toronto Blue Jays down from one last spot of number 6. They're 66-52 and number 7. The Phillies, the Philadelphia Phillies, who pitched a no-hitter. Dude pitched 124 pitches, pitched a no-hitter last night. They're 63-52. The San Francisco Giants, they're up 1. They're 62-53. They're playing good ball. The Seattle Mariners, they're 62-52 at number 10. Hey, watch out for the Cubs, man. Watch out for Wrigleyville. They are surging. They beat on the Mets. They are 59-56.
They're only 2.5 out of the Central, so
Yeah. So
they.
So we got that. You got the Brewers. They're 62-54. They're down 4 from last week. The Cincinnati Reds, they're down. They've been losing a little bit, 60-57. The Yankees. My Yankees. I got them on this Yankee stuff. Anthony Rizzo, he got put on the DL. Apparently, he had a concussion for like 5 months, and they didn't know.
Knew it.
He's talking about he's foggy and all this stuff, and just Aaron Boone leads the league and getting thrown out of games.
A lot of frustration, Kev. It's cool.
Yeah. The Boston Red Sox, they're right behind the Yankees, 59-55. They're number 15. Twins, they lead the American League Central at 60-57. These Padres are surging, boy. They are surging, boy. They are 55-60. They're number 17. The LA Angels, they continue to fade away. I think they lost
they continue to be like, oh, this goddamn Shohei is still here? What
8 of 10.
I thought I sold that car.
Yeah. The Marlins are 60-56. Luis Arez's average is 375. The run at 400, according to CBS, is a pipe dream. He's going to have to he won't. Yeah, it's going to be hard down the stretch for him. So, Eric's Padres, Eric's Diamondbacks, they're down 3 spots from last week. They're 57 and 58. The Guardians are in the second place, and that's all we need. The Pirates, Nationals, Cardinals, Tigers, Mets, White Sox, Rockies, Royals, and the Athletics. They bringing up the rear, but there's a lot going on with baseball. We're in August. The dog days of August are here, and it's a lot more baseball left in the Yankees. Excuse me, I was saying the Yankees. Yes, the Yankees, like D was saying, a lot of frustration. But shout out to the Orioles and the Atlanta Braves. They continue to be machines and keep moving. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is the Kevin Brown story. This just befuddles me, but they say history repeats itself. Let's see. History repeats itself. So this is, again, according to CBS Sports. Let me get this story out. Baltimore Orioles television play-by-play announced that Kevin Brown is expected to return soon after reportedly being removed from the MASN broadcast for comments he made during a pregame show. Is expected to be back on the mic come Friday, August 11th, according to The Athletic. Brown's supposed offense occurred on July 23rd when he stated that the Orioles had already won more games at Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays, than they had in his previous 3 seasons combined. Lest that sound like a joke, you can watch the entirety of Brown's comments. We won't play it, but I kept playing it. I played it like 3 times. I was waiting for the punchline. I was like, did he talk about somebody's mom? Did he say something really crazy? So check this out. Bear in mind, the Orioles public relations staff has included that note in their pregame media package. So the Orioles gave him the information already. They gave him the information to
say that.
Right? Yeah, Brown.
When he said it, they didn't want him to say it.
Yeah, Brown's statement of the facts with little additional comment drew ire from ownership, who believed it made them look cheap again. So the Orioles. So I'm gonna stop reading. Let me look into this camera, man. Let me look.
Get to the camera, Kev. Look at it now.
Let me look at it. Yo, how could you be? How could this? I don't understand this for the life of me. I just don't. And this is not the first time.
That's not hard enough, Kev.
The Angelos people. This is not. Hear me out. This is not the first time that this has happened. This happened back a couple decades ago with my man. He's calling the I can't remember his name right now. It escapes me. He's calling the San Francisco Giants game, and he was fired pretty much for stating the facts, and they did that to him. Why I try to find his name? Go ahead, D8.
Listen, man. Daryl said something. I think we were offline before we started. That makes a lot of sense, man. Some folks just ain't good with success. So when they see good things happening, they're going to do something bad just to get out of the way of it. Right? So you don't have disappointment without expectation, and expectations kill. Right now, they're playing well, and the world expects them to continue to play well, and they don't want that pressure. So when it doesn't happen, if they do something to mess it up, to just throw anything out there to kind of make things kind of go awry, or this is dumb stuff. It doesn't really have anything to do with what's happening on the field, but it takes away from what's really happening on the field, right? The truth is the truth, man. Look, why don't you look at it as a positive and say, well, look, we're doing better than what we used to be, right? Because that's where he was getting at. He was getting at, dog, we're doing a lot better against this team than we've done in the past. Period. Point blank, period, end. It wasn't trying to disrespect anyone. Wasn't trying to say we suck. It's saying, look, man, we historically have not had great times against this team. And look what we've done this far this year. What's the problem with saying that?
That's all he said, bro. That's all he said was that they're doing much better.
We're in the country now with telling the fucking truth to get you canceled.
Well, no, I just think that we just got these owners, man. Sometimes we got owners, man, that they just won't. They can't handle hearing anything that's slightly negative about their team,
It's not
as
negative.
if Baltimore has been world beaters for years. You understand what I'm saying?
It ain't
I mean,
negative,
this
though,
team.
man.
No, but in his head, you got to understand. In his mind and his psyche, he's thinking, "Why is this guy bringing this up?" But
he
it was nothing. It was nothing bad. It was actually telling them how successful they becoming this year, as opposed to previous years. Am I
Can
correct?
I say one thing? The hat that Kevin has on right now, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays love that hat more than they love their own goddamn hat, because they beat the snot out the Yankees every year for the last, I don't know, 5-10 years. You know? So my point is, that's the truth, right? It's not a lie. Even when we are world beaters, they beat us. Yeah, I don't know why.
100%.
I have no idea. It's fine to say, yo, the Yankees are doing better against the Devil Rays. Or the Devil Rays, they stomp a mud hole in our asses every time we play them. If that's what's happening. Right? So we could say, we joke about this every year. It doesn't matter what happens in the NL West. The Giants are going to come out of it anyway. Because that's what happens.
Well, apparently to John Angelos, you can't say that. So,
yeah, well, whatever.
You know, but yeah, this is a clear cut case of the Orioles, not being able to handle success, and they've been winning, and they're still winning, but it seems like they have to have some type of
drama
wow. That instead of just chucking along, going to the next game, playing the next game, it's just like that this was like unnecessary press. You could have saved this, saved it for something that's a little bit bigger. This is stupid, but it made waves because announcers around the country a lot of people was very upset about how Kevin Brown was treated and the suspension that happened. So I believe he is supposed to be back, right? Is he back?
He'll be back. No, he'll be back tomorrow. But you're right.
I thought I heard Friday.
Friday. Yeah, it's tomorrow. So, like you were saying, a lot of announcers. I was hearing the Mets booth. Keith Hernandez and Gary Cohen, they was talking about it. John Sterling and the Yankee. It was just all over. The dude Kevin Brown was getting mass support for, like D said, something that I don't even know why he's mad. They just stating a matter of fact. What is he supposed to say? Wouldn't you want the truth? But you know what? That's a whole nother story. Whole nother podcast genre about truth.
Idiot owners, man. I don't know.
I don't know either, man. That's narcissistic. The man was handed the packet. He was like, "Yo, I read it. Yo, we have sucked with beating the Tampa Bay Rays." And all of a sudden, he gets called at office. Yo, my man, you cussed me out. He's like, "Wait,
what? I didn't. Who?
I didn't do anything, bro. No, go ahead.
To you, boss.
Yeah, go ahead and take a week off, no pay.
Fuck out of here.
So
fuck out of here with that shit, boss.
Yeah, so it's just mind-boggling. How and I would DA and DW. Guys can't handle success, man. It's just awful, man. How they treated them. I was reading the rundown for the power rankings here with baseball, and you got the Braves, the aforementioned Orioles, Rays, right there. Any surprises to you?
No, I mean for the season, yes, but at this point in time, the teams that have been good are still good. The teams that have had holes still have holes. We see a few things, like a few moves at the trade deadline that I am still not sure will even bear fruit. I think Scherzer pitched a good game for the Texans the other night. And you're going to get that when you have a National League guy going over to the American League. So I think for the second half of this year, it's a great move, because it usually, when that happens in the regular season, the first half of the year, everybody needs a chance to see him. And then the second half of the year, they kind of either they're going to hit him or they're going to still strike out. So I think he's going to be dominant for the second half of this year for Texas. I still don't know what their run support's going to turn into, right? Because they're not like the old Juan Gonzalez Texas team that's just putting runs up all over the place. But yeah, I think it'll help them. So I'm not sure of all the moves that have been made thus far, and if they're going to even bear fruit. Because it seems like the teams that were good are going to be good, and the teams that were bad are bad for a reason. And the holes that we saw in those teams, whether it be lineup, pitching, defense, management, are still there, right? They're not fixed because of a trade, right? So there's only a few trades that could be done that could actually fix teams 100%. But we'll see. Because some of the smaller moves that teams made and guys got that folks aren't thinking of. So you're thinking of the Scherzers and this, that, and the third, rather than thinking maybe of a utility guy that comes over and has a key hit now and then. So we'll see what happens. I'm still not 100% sure that a lot of the moves that we've seen in the last few weeks are even going to bear fruit.
Right.
At least this year. Because that's usually what the midseason trades are for right now. So it's like not like you don't do it for like, next year. No, fuck. I could have got Darryl Warren in the offseason if I was wanting to do something for next year, Why am I giving up players right now for so yeah, that's part of it. Like when you look at it, like guys always say it, I'm like, yeah, you guys are bugging. Like they're doing it. Oh, well, they know it's for next year. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. All trades are for right now. All of them right now. Or non-trades are for not right now. So I was still thinking the Angels are going to do something, but this really threw me off.
I don't know about that. Well, now with Ohtani, not now. So
I like Philly. Philly picked up a pitcher. I think his first game in last night. Damn near threw a no-hitter. No, he did throw a no-hitter.
That's the same guy. He threw a no-hitter.
Came from Detroit. He was in Detroit 2 weeks ago.
He threw 100. He threw 124 pitches. What do you think about that?
No hitter last night, B.
No, you didn't hear what I said. He threw 124 pitches. What do you think about last night? Oh my God, they didn't pull him out.
124 pitches. That's almost unheard of now.
Stop. Don't. I'm too old. I'm too old for that, Kevin. I grew up in a time where dudes had 15, 20 complete games in a year. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I remember seeing Ron Guidry throw 18 complete games. Steve Carlton, 20 complete games in a year.
They told me they bigger, stronger, faster now. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, listen, man.
Getting a whole lot more money.
I ain't the one for that, Kev. You keep that one.
And can't. Anyway,
Kevin,
let's go somewhere else.
Michael Lorenzen walked to the mound. He was the one that threw the no-hitter last night. Yeah. They won the Eagles. The Phillies beat the Nationals 7-0 last night, Wednesday night. Trying to see. Yeah, he threw 124 pitches. The crowd of 30,406 erupted when Lorenzo induced a pop-up from Dominic Smith on his career high 124 pitch to end his first career complete game in 2 hours and 9 minutes. That's pretty dope. 2 hours and 9 minutes. And 124 pitches, man. Kudos to the Phillies managers for letting him stay in and complete the deal.
Maybe Philly ain't have nobody to put in. I mean, necessity, sometimes is the best thing, man. Sometimes we got too much, man. It's like, at home. You got too much food in the goddamn pantry. You stand there for 5 minutes looking at the goddamn pantry rather than making a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich and going to fuck to bed. That's where we at right now. Get the peanut butter, get the jelly, get the bread, go to bed.
Oh,
too much stock? Too much stock in the house?
Salami in there. I got
stuff in the house.
I got some potato salad.
Pantry's full. Pantry's full, and you still looking.
BROKE. Project Tournament broke, man. Yeah. So ain't had that. So, and that's maybe if you ain't got so much, you can let a guy pitch. He's gonna get his 5 days. He was gonna get his 5 days off anyway.
Right.
That's my thing. So let him go. Let him go. That's just me.
I didn't see the game, but kudos. Yeah, like you say, maybe it's out of necessity that he went 124 pitches. But that's kind of unheard of nowadays. They do. I think the last no hitter. There was a no hitter by committee or something like that.
Yeah. Eight
Yeah.
dudes pitched. Everybody had an inning.
Yeah.
Oh, but you guys said you love the purity of baseball. Why are you
Listen,
knocking?
I'm not mad. I just said what it was. I didn't say I was mad. I just said what it was.
It's soft culture, bro. It's just what it is now.
Oh, don't you start. I know what you're
Oh,
trying to do.
boy.
I'm not going there.
I know
Nope.
where we going with this now, and I'm with
Soft-
you, D.
Nope.
Soft
Let's
culture,
ride out, D.
man.
It's
Let's
not-
ride out, D.
No,
We going to
no,
Washington?
Kev. It's a
Is
soft
we going to
culture.
Washington? Is
Soft
we finished?
culture.
Is we done?
Soft culture, and we want to get paid a lot of money and doing absolutely nothing.
Is
They
we
don't wanna-
finished or is we done?
Yeah, and that's going to spill over to our other topic when we talk about in the National Football League. But yeah, this is just soft. I mean, come on, Kev. Like back in the day, man, these guys pitch just like D said. How many complete games we had?
18,
Yes.
20
Yes.
games.
Steve Carlton would pitch a lot.
Steve Carlton did 22, I think, one year.
Come on, man.
So,
It's like,
Didn't
it's
talk.
like,
Didn't talk to nobody either. So he didn't talk to no reporters either.
yeah,
He telling y'all to eat up.
yeah.
See, Mama Warren, I'm getting better.
So Dan puts it up there. Dan is in the comments. Dan says analytics.
Analytics killing the starting pitcher. He's absolutely right. Analytics is really the whole game because they looking at it from a different lens, and that's not numbers don't always mean. We talk about this all the time.
I will go
numbers
a step
don't mean
further,
everything.
Dan. It's not just the analytics. It was the rotisserie baseball. I mean, folks don't understand I'm old, but rotisserie baseball,
Damn.
which is like I guess what we have
Fantasy baseball.
fantasy baseball, where statistics ruled who you had in, who you played. All of that actually went from a game back to the real game, right? So it was kind of like the tail wagging the dog, and it started going backwards to the guys, the executives were rotisserie guys instead of baseball guys. Like the dudes that were great at rotisserie, they were tech guys. They were, guys that ran numbers, statistical guys. And they got rid of the Mel Stoudemires and the other guys that were baseball guys that, I looking at from their eyes and saying, this guy's good and that guy's good and this is this and that and that and that and this. Those guys were replaced by the guys that were rotisserie guys. And that's the God's honest truth. Like dudes that weren't baseball people, that were statistical guys, became GMs because the statistics meant more than the guy saying, yo, that guy can really pitch. How you know? Well, I've been watching pitchers for 4,000 years. So I kind of know what a good pitcher looks like. Statistically, what is he doing now? After 4 innings, you can see that his velocity goes down by 18.6%. Okay.
Yo, you sounded just like it.
Then you lose your job after that.
So, and I know we're kind of jumping in between sports because that. So when Daryl was bemoaning about that, and he wasn't bemoaning about it, but so you see that spilling.
Kind of was, but
you see that spilling into football, the analytics thing, right? He throws for thousands and thousands of yards, and you got more analytical. How can I say coaches, so to speak? What do you think about that?
Don't work. That's what I think about it. It doesn't work.
But
But Pat Mahomes,
look
Pat Mahomes is still going to run to his left, being slow and black, right? Which is like, oh wow, he's a slow black guy. He's going to run to his left and still throw the ball right, underhand, and it's going to be a touchdown. Whether it's Tyreek Hill, Mama Hill, Lauren Hill, Jesse Hill, it's a touchdown. So it don't really matter. Sometimes it's just the best player. That's all. It's just the best guy. Statistics can't do that. Oh, well, we're not going to re-sign Chris Jones to a contract because, he's at 33 years old now. So his sack total is going to go down, and we can see by statistics he's losing the edge. Okay, well, then don't sign him back. And watch dudes run through your defense like Swiss cheese. Go ahead, Statman. Go ahead, Statman. Do what you're going to do.
I
Pay
think
that dude.
I think it needs to be a balance. I think you sprinkle in some analytics and you have some some for real scouting. But like you said, launch angles and all that stuff, have absolutely, to me, because it used to be back in the day, right? Hey, if a right-handed pitcher, if a right-handed hitter's, say if a lefty's in, and your right-handed hitter hasn't done well against that lefty, you still left him in.
Mm-hmm.
If he's dealing, he dealing, right?
Yeah,
that's what we used to say. If he dealing, he dealing.
It don't matter.
Really
Lefty or righty, it didn't matter.
But we are in a like I said, man. And we've all watched baseball games. They use the analytics and brought in the guy. So okay, now we're gonna have a lefty against a righty. Who's gonna get him out? Woo! Damn, that shit's still flying, right?
It doesn't work all. It doesn't work all the time, man. I mean, you just gotta
just a pitcher to pitch, right?
Yeah.
If you know baseball, it's the weather, it's the moisture in the air, it's how the ball's feeling. Hey, if nobody's curveballs are curving and they're staying up, he's not God. It's not like he's going to come in and his curveball is going to stay up. It's going to curve. It's going to stay up too in the zone, and it's going to get cranked up out of here like Big Boy on the little league team. What my boy named that big chunky cat, my man, little Cecil Fielder, that's hitting the ball out the damn stadium in the little league. Little brother's killing him. I don't know his name. I didn't get his T-shirt. I'm a fan. I don't know if you've seen little duties. Little league USA team, 12 years old. Young brother is huge. First off, he's a big kid. But when I'm telling you this kid rakes, he absolutely rakes. He actually, he takes things out of Little League stadiums. And when I was playing Little League, we didn't have a stadium. It was just another field on the other side. So a home run was, you hit it to the other field and keep running. So
keep running. Yep.
Yeah, the Big Boy here, he's not doing that. He's actually stopping before a home plate, doing the Usain Bolt joint. Dude's dead serious right now. He's dead serious. So I got to keep his name because he'll be there in a few years for sure. God bless him. He's doing his damn thing. I will send you all his name in a second. So
gotcha.
Let me look him up. Little big man here.
But yeah, that's baseball and the analytics of it. That's the playoff chase.
Shout out to Seattle. Seattle's on a 7-game winning streak right now, and I think they off tonight. But they got a chance to make some noise here down the stretch, at least for the wild card standings. If I'm not mistaken, here where we at? They a game and a half back. So I mean, down the stretch here, we almost got one more month in September for when it starts really getting to the nitty gritty of the playoff push. So,
gotcha. All right, cool. We are going to transition to women's soccer. Women's soccer. The U.S. women's national team, they lost on Sunday morning to Sweden. The U.S. women's soccer team, they came into this year's World Cup tournament as the favorites. They was favorites. They were supposed to win. They were supposed to kick butt. But unfortunately, they should have lost the game to Portugal. The damn goalpost saved them there. The post was the play of the game. So they went to penalty kicks, and I don't think they went to penalty. They tied. So, and now, fast forward, that game was on the first, and fast forward to on Sunday's game. To me, they played lackluster, and they absolutely went to penalty kicks and lost. The aforementioned star, she played the bench most of the times during this World Cup. Megan Rapinoe.
She's old.
She's an aging star. Let me put that right. And she came up for her turn to hit the what was that, the penalty kick? And
penalty kick.
Yeah, they tried to make her messy, and she made a mess.
Yeah.
Scott Norwood, that's what she is.
Why, right? But let me before we get into it about my assessment, my opinion. The women's team was a hard watch for me. It definitely was a hard watch. They did a lot of complaining. They did a lot of political juxtaposing and all that stuff, which I didn't care for.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the be crying and moaning about equal pay, about a contract that they signed. They signed the contract. I'm going to read to you what they signed.
Hold on, Kev. Before you go into that what they signed, but there used to be a time where we used to say time and place. There's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You want to feel to talk about, this is we need to get paid. I mean, nobody's really trying to hear you. That's not the time nor the place to talk about what you want. You understand what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Let me just read this real quick. And this is as much as it bemoans me to do this is Caitlin Murray of ESPN. And this was last year of February. Found this article. It says 2 different contract structures. Every CBA for either team, she's talking about the men's national team and the women's national team, is traditionally built on previous CBAs. And the next one will be different. Be no different. While there's a lot of ways the current contracts between the U.S. women's national team and the U.S. men's national team are similar, each team prioritize different things when negotiating. Right? So hang with me. The U.S. women's national players, for instance, surprised U.S. soccer negotiators in 2017 when they announced they would take control of the licensing and sponsorship rights of U.S. soccer had control in previous CBAs. The players felt U.S. soccer wasn't maximizing their marketability. So the U.S. women's national team launched its own commercial arm, signing licenses, deals, and collecting royalties without U.S. soccer's involvement, which translates is they didn't get that money from them because they went to doing something else, right? That's one. And the U.S. men's national team's CBA, however, the men continue to let U.S. soccer sign such deals on the players' behalf with the revenue split between the federation and the U.S. men's national team. So guess what happened? The men's is like, we going to keep doing what's good, right? Let me read on down. The men's CBA also makes mention of health insurance, unlike the women's CBA, which guarantees it. The federation often cites this and arguing that the women get better perks, but in actuality, the women get health insurance through the U.S. Olympic Committee, since the women are considered Olympic athletes and the men aren't. Per FIFA rules, the U.S. soccer only pays the taxes for the health insurance as the stipulated in the CBA, and it's only worth about $1,500 per year per player. At the same time, both teams have essentially the same language around hotel accommodations. The team and the federation produced a short list of preferred hotels, blah, blah, blah. All right, let me get to the meat and potatoes. The biggest difference between the two contracts and the one that has caused the most tension is how the players get paid. Some of the players on the women's team get salaries regardless of games played, but no players on the men's team do because they both signed different contracts. First, it's important to understand why this big difference exists. Year-round salaries were first introduced by U.S. Soccer for the women's in 2005 CBA when the women's national team had very few club options. They faced the choice of playing soccer for their country with no financial stability or getting other jobs to earn a better living. Working an office job and playing soccer wasn't feasible. When month-long tournaments came around, like a World Cup, players usually had to quit their jobs or be fired. Every women's national team contract since 2005 was built upon their basic salary structure, but in their last CBA, the women's national team player took a step away from it. The number of players eligible for salaries went down over the life of the contract, while the number of non-salary players who rely exclusively on call-up fees Master appearance fees and performance bonuses increase. Salary players earn $100,000 per year, regardless of playing in games, which non-salary players earned between $3,250 and $4,500 per game, depending on the year of the contract. Players on the men's team, meanwhile, are paid only based on call-ups, game appearances, and performances. A player earns $5,000 for making a game roster, which means that for a typical 23-player roster, US Soccer sets aside $115,000 per game as base pay. Do I need to read any more?
No, man, because I'm ready to get in this, man. So listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, Kev. So we have there's a few things. First things first is this. Megan Rapinoe and you guys are, first off, great athletes, great soccer players.
Yep.
Need to be proud of yourselves for what you do. All right. But the other side of that equation is like, you're mad at who? Yourselves or U.S. Soccer? But you're not mad at the men, right? Because we didn't take the money from you or anything else. I've been a strong proponent of, yeah, you guys should make more money than the men as you're a better team, but you also have to draw more money than the men, right? And like in anything, it's still a business. You get paid what you bring in, right? Now, so let's just go to the women's soccer theme. And let's know that from the beginning, the United States spends more money on women's soccer than anybody does by 4 times minimum. There is no team in the world that makes $100,000 a year. Women's soccer team. Not even Brazil. Right? So now you're talking about a first world problem where you're making more money than everyone else. And then you go out there and lose. You have the best facilities, you make the most money, and you lose.
Oh, you're just
whoa. It's fine. Sometimes you lose. But the perception is that from you talking is that you're not supposed to lose. You're that good. You're getting this. You're doing that.
And
you're
they're
doing
not.
these commercials, right? And I'm going to get to the commercials because, as you said, Kevin, there are some women on that team that are getting a lot of money with commercials. Are you taking your commercial money and splitting it with the rest of your girls? That would be a no. That would be a no. Like Kyrie Irving gave away $2 million to females in the WNBA. Women on the soccer team with them, are you revenue sharing what you're making with the girls that don't make as much as you? Yeah, I'm almost sure that's a no. So let's just cut to the chase. The money that you're making is based on the contract that you signed. You'll have another chance in a few years to rethink it, reevaluate it, and do it differently. Let's take responsibility for the contract that we signed. Let's not blame other people for that. And let's do better in 4 years at the next World Cup. That's all I got. No more, no less.
D-Dog, where you at on this? What you got?
I ain't got nothing for you, brother. Yo, man, it is what it is. They signed a contract. Hey, go back to the negotiating table and negotiate better. Because obviously, it's always a problem with these women athletes as far as concerned of pay. Listen, man, I'm almost tired of talking about it. It's just what else can I say, man? It is what it is. WNBA, the women's soccer. I mean, you do better and you'll get better. I don't know.
It's
WNBA,
not like female athletes don't get paid, right? So
they get paid. It's just not
Serena and Venus. They were making more money than the dudes for years. more
Right.
popular, made more money,
100%.
had more advertisements. You know, we're doing.
They was the bigger draw.
Then the
They
men.
they drew more.
So,
I mean, I can't when.
So economics are going to be fair. Like there are no, like there's nothing you can do because the market is the market. And if the market is going to pay them more, they're going to make more. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not like I don't think there's any nefarious cabal of men with their hands rubbing their hands together to not pay female athletes. I don't believe that listen, I could be wrong. So I'll say that up front. I could be, but I don't see it.
I don't think so.
My thing is in sports, I believe if you're bringing in the money, you get a seat at the table, man. You get to say
What's what?
Because you know what you can do? You can withhold your services and fuck everybody over. Right? Because that's what sports negotiating is.
Yo, D, hold
that.
D, hold that. Because check it out. Like, I watched that trash UFC Jake Paul shit. That was trash. I'm gonna let y'all know that off the rip, right? But there was 2 women boxers that fought. Amanda Serrano and this other young lady, Heather Hardy, I believe. Those 2 fought, and it was very good. And matter of fact, I would think the crowd would probably say, I heard the most cheering for those women boxers, and they're complaining about the same thing about more pay and things of that nature. However, although the women's match was better than the main event, they're still not going to get the main event money because they're not the draw. And I was trying to explain that. Listen, when you're a main event, when you're a blockbuster, your main event, you'll get the money. You're not the marquee event that everybody's coming to see. Once you become the marquee event where people will pay.
And I agree. And listen, D, we're in America, man. Good, bad, or indifferent. There are social norms around what women can and can't do. I didn't make them. I'm not saying that they're right. They just are where they are. And you know what?
For right now, that's it.
Women don't want to watch other women fight. All right? Women don't really want to watch other women play basketball.
Nope.
Because if they did, there would not be a problem with the WNBA. They would sell out Madison Square Garden.
Nope.
Women want to watch men play basketball. Men want to watch men play basketball. There are men.
Ask Beyonce what she having a problem for people to come out to see her.
Listen, man.
People came out to see her in droves. She getting paid. She's box office. Yeah. People want to see her. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know it's entertainment. Yeah, sports and entertainment, and she's entertainment. She's a singer.
What did the audition say? From city to city with our friends and our fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
box office draw.
Box office draw. I'm sorry. WNBA, you're not there yet. Women's soccer.
In certain countries, you're good.
So,
but just understand.
God bless you.
That in America, you guys are getting far more money to train, be bigger, stronger, faster. Yeah, these other women, like Kevin said, they're playing soccer and then they have a job. Like they're secretary or nurse and soccer player. Yep. You are just a soccer player.
Let's not act like the men
a year just to play soccer.
Hey, but D, let's not act like the men didn't go through that when men used to play and have a second job and then come and play football or baseball, whatever.
They did that in the NFL up until the 70s.
Well, right? JJ
was doing it.
JJ Redick reminded us with the NBA plumbers.
Yeah, well, the NBA they were doing it up until the 60s. We dudes had other jobs, and even to the 70s, depending on how much we were getting paid in the off season. That's how advertising and guys doing, working for the Benz dealer and in the off season, that's how dudes, you made ends meet, right? It took folks at the top, commissioners working with owners and advertisers, to turn the NFL into Bud Light. They had the light commercials, and it started to become more of the advertising dollars went up. The game didn't necessarily change per se until the 2000s, where if we do this to make more scoring and all the rest of this, people will watch more. And I'm not sure that works or not. I'm not sure, but I know that the NFL was the same my whole life until maybe the 2000s, where they kind of changed. You can't hit this guy. You can't do this. You can't do that. NBA, the same thing, where they put an emphasis on scoring in the NBA. But up until that time, Michael Jordan, it was the players on the court. It was the rivalries. It was the hard-nosed play and all the rest of that made people want to watch. And we watched and we loved it.
Indeed. It goes back to, again, maybe it's just not your time. This thing takes time. You may not see it. Again, this is what I always say. You may not see the benefits, but it's going to be for somebody after you coming. So
yeah.
And
right now, you're not going. It's just not a draw. It's not a good. The product is cool, but it may not be as good as the men right now.
Listen, and there are marketing people. You got to listen to folks. You got to do your testing, your beta testing, and listen to the fans and see what they really want to see, and then give them what they want to buy. So if they say they want steak, don't bring chicken. Pretty simple. And I'm out.
That's all I got for you, Kat.
Well, women's soccer, they lose. They're getting all this. They're bigger, stronger, and better, and all this training. And they went out with a whimper on Sunday morning against Sweden. So we'll move right along. Our last thing that we're going to get at tonight, the DA's favorite collegiate football pastime, conference realignment. Notre Dame is pushing hard for ACC to add Cal and Stanford. Let me read this right here real quick. This is from Fan Nation. I'm sorry, Fan Nation, and this is Jackson Cordell. Jackson Cordell from Fan Nation says, hardly a day goes by and now in college athletes where conference realignment is not at the top of the story. After reports this week of ACC looking at the possibility of additions of Cal, Stanford, and possibly SMU, Larry Williams of TigersIllustrated.com says that Notre Dame, which is not a full member of the Atlantic Coast Conference in football, is pushing hard for the conference to add both Cal and Stanford. Let me go down here, read it. This is an interesting development for the ACC, which has reportedly been looking over ways to possibly expand. Notre Dame as a full voting member is noteworthy as well. Wow, I didn't know they was full voting member with part-time benefits. Wow. Could this mean that Notre Dame could be interested in joining the conference full-time in football? Doubt it, but the fact that the Fighting Irish are pushing hard for this happens is an interesting development today. Here's what ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips had to say on ACC Media Day. He said, we have a lot of conversations, let me put it bluntly, with Notre Dame, and they've been very clear. They value their independence, and I think they feel strongly that they will continue well into the future. If they ever have the desire of joining the conference, they know we will welcome them with open arms. But I think I can't speak for Jack right now and Pete in the future of Father John, but I think it's been a healthy relationship both ways for the ACC and for Notre Dame. Their sports, other than football, I think have thrived in the ACC. I think they really enjoy the academic prowess that ACC brings as well, but they've been pretty clear about the desire to stay independent with football. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. I'll give it to D-Dub. I know D-Dub is sick of college football, and we have yet to throw a touchdown yet in the season. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really don't have nothing much. These teams are leaving and going places. I really wanted to hear from the DA because he had, this is his lane. I'm going to stay out of it but I do have, where I'm at. College football, that's not my biggest strong suit. I enjoy watching games, competitive games, but this I don't know where they're going other than to just have 4 conferences, I guess, and that's all we're going to be left with. And everybody else, I don't know what they're going to do with all the rest of the programs, and are all the rest of the programs going to go under because they need help from being in the conference? I don't know. I'm gonna give it to DA and let him educate me.
DA, take it away, bro.
I will not be too long-winded, but this shit, this stuff.
We got time, DA. We got time,
man, right? So let me first unpack Notre Dame. The reason why Notre Dame is not gonna be anything other than independent is because of that NBC contract. Right? It has nothing to do with anything else other than NBC, and they get all the money from playing on NBC and beating up Navy and the Air Force and the Boy Scouts and the Army and then Boston College and whatever, right? So that's why they're not leaving that. 2, they don't want Cal and Stanford in the ACC for Cal's and Stanford's benefit. They're doing it so they have 2 good teams that they can beat and kind of boost up their RPI when it comes down to the end of the year and getting into the playoffs. Because Clemson and Florida State have already said they're trying to get out and go to the SEC. Right? So what we're seeing is this. The playoff tournament at the end of the year is decided basically by your record and who you played against, your RPI, right? So the reason why SEC teams always say, and we said last year when we saw CTU make it and Michigan make it, like, listen, you should have just put Alabama in because they were a better team. Maybe they didn't have a better record, but they had a better strength of schedule, right? And that's what they'll figure it out at some point in time how to do it. And when we're only having, as D said, 4 conferences, then you'll see that's what it is. Notre Dame will never get in. They'll become an FCS school because they're never going to have the RPI to make it. Never going to have the RPI to make it, being a part-time lover in the ACC, right? So if you were in the ACC full-time, then maybe you could beat Clemson one year and Florida State, right? And that would really boost you up. But being that you're only there part-time, you don't really have a chance of doing that. So they're trying to play, as my grandmother would say, 2 ends against the middle, and it ain't going to work. Now, for the NCAA on the whole, these problems and these teams moving around and positioning themselves to be part of the big 4 or 5 conferences is your fucking fault. Had you just worked with the kids about that money when Northwestern was talking about unionizing and whatnot and came up with a system where these kids could eat, because, dude, these kids are not dumb. And this is not a black or white thing, because they look up in the crowds for the Power 5 conferences and they see 100,000 people in the crowd. 100,000 people can be held in Michigan and in Ohio State in that stadium if you put it at $10 a piece, which it is not, you do the multiplication. These kids are like, yo, listen, dog, why are we not getting paid? We just made the school, $15-20 million. This game. Just some people coming in, buying hot dogs, Franks, parking. They make more money than NFL teams, man. For real.
Shout out to D-Dub real quick. Let me read what he says. those that are watching, Notre Dame currently receives around $26 million annually from a combination of its TV revenue from NBC and the ACC agreement. Sources say the school should expect around $60 million per year from a new contract. Sports media reporter, what's my man's name? John Curran said last year in Sports Business Journal.
So yeah, this is all about money, y'all. You know, but think about what they're doing to the fans, though. So what happens to the fans of folks or your kid plays at Stanford or plays at Cal, and they got to go all the way across the country for all of their games because the ACC is in the Southeast. Huh? You can't go to your kids' games anymore because you know what? Cal's not playing USC in California, right? You know, the drive. They're playing North Carolina State.
Yeah. Yo, D, I didn't even think about all that.
They're playing North Carolina.
Yeah.
You don't care about the fans, so let's cut the shit because you don't give a fuck. All right.
That's a
We're gonna
fact.
stop this right now, everybody. We're gonna stop this right now.
But they're student athletes.
So
You're
what?
not
So
gonna-
what? So they don't get to sleep? Student athletes ain't supposed to sleep? Huh? So if you are a father of a kid that plays for North Carolina and they're going to Stanford to play an 8 o'clock game, the game doesn't come on here till 11 goddamn o'clock at night. Make that make sense, somebody.
Well. Oh, but you don't say nothing when Notre Dame plays USC.
They don't play, only play them once a year, and they only do it in the middle of the day.
Well.
So if they're playing at USC, they play in the middle of the day. It's a 4 o'clock game, 4 o'clock game, so it's a 7 o'clock here. And if they play here at Notre Dame, they play it at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, so it's a 5 o'clock game out there on TV. So everybody can watch the goddamn game. But they ain't going to do all that for Cal, North Carolina State.
No.
They ain't going to do all that for them.
No.
Wake Forest against Cal. Yeah.
So, DA, what does the Pac-12 do for now? There's only 14.
Sell them off because dudes is leaving. Sell them off.
There's only 4 teams left, right?
Sell them off. That's it.
Washington State, Oregon State, California, and Stanford is the only 4 teams left.
Stanford, great program historically, right? Beautiful. They are not the Stanford that they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're not. They're not the Jim Harbaugh, Andrew Luck. You know, they're just not that team anymore. Right? And there's a few reasons why. One is you really have to go to class out there. And I'm going to say it because I'm going to say it.
Uh-oh.
All right, look, man, come on, man. I'm here for the truth, B. You really got to go to class out there. I know people that go to Stanford, that went to Stanford.
Well, they should. They're student athletes.
Yeah, but that's not, listen, man, that's not the same everywhere because in Alabama, it's a different standard. I'm not saying they don't have to go to class. I'm saying the class is just not as hard. Like, you're not going to be a football player on the Alabama team taking pre-med because the classes will probably clash with practice. You got to make a decision. So they'll let you graduate and then go pre-med there if you like. I know because my sons were D1 athletes, and I know they make your schedule up for you. I know that. I'm not lying about it. It's a fact. So that's what it is. So with that being said, what I'm saying to you is that NIL, right? So this is the causation of what's happening right now is that because these kids are going to the highest bidders are historically the highest bidders, and they're going to get all the kids to play for them. As that happens, the other teams will fall by the wayside and no longer be relevant, and they will be kicked out of these conferences because they're not going to be winning. And the other teams that do win are going to want to be in that conference. So your Vanderbilt's out. They don't win. Now, even though Vanderbilt probably keeps the GPA for the whole SEC up, they'll be gone. And then you can put a Clemson in there. Right? It makes a better football. Because you know you're going to have Alabama play Clemson every year. They're in the same conference. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have a Texas A&M playing against Tennessee. You know, and the next, if Florida State wants out, and then Florida State turns back into old Florida State, woo, boy. And then Miami turns into old Miami. Boom. There'll be no need for an ACC. We'll have enough games. We won't need an ACC there. Well, for what? We'll have the Big Ten, right? It'll be just like pro football, dog. There'll be the AFC and the NFC. It'll be like the Big Ten and the SEC. You have the East, Midwest, and West SEC, the East, Midwest, and West Big Ten, and then they'll play each other. They'll get to the playoffs, and then at the end of the season, they will have the Big East, the SEC Big Ten championship game, and that's going to be the BCS game. And all of the rest of the schools will have to do like I say. Go to the FCS and get good and just win championships there. Because the reality is, and I talked to Kevin about this, and I'm going to be quiet after this, the NFL doesn't care. If you can play, they'll grab you. You don't have to play for Alabama to go to the NFL. If you're out there balling, they will find you. Right? Because they're only going to judge you against the players that you're playing against. This is not like the guys on TV trying to say, oh, well, he played against subpar comp. They don't give a fuck. You got Carson Wentz and Trey coming from North Dakota State, man. First-round quarterbacks. They don't care. Allen played at Wyoming. They don't care. If you can spin it and you can play, they'll find you. They'll find you. So it doesn't really matter. The college game can be in hell in a handbasket. The NFL will be fine because they'll still pick the dudes that they need to pick to play in the NFL, point blank period. In college football, you did this to yourself. God bless you all and good night.
We got one other football story to get to, and then we'll get on out of here. But the college football thing, it's absolutely like D-Dub said. It'll in a few years there'll be only like 2 leagues, 2 conferences, and that's it. And it is what it is. Like I said, preseason football, they're in full mode tonight. All the games will be coming on this week. If you didn't get a chance, the Jets Hard Knocks was on. I took a peek at it. D-Dub, did you check it out?
I did, and I kind of like Aaron Rodgers now. This guy is he's freaking he's how can I say it? Charismatic, man. He's pretty good on Hard Knocks, man. I did enjoy it. I watched it. Even though they lost to the Browns, but it was good. Hard Knocks was pretty good. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, so I gotta watch the rest of it when I get over here and then finish up editing. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But somebody go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think Jets fans should be in for, hopefully, barring everything goes well.
Right.
Once you get to New York, expectations is very high, and I don't know if the Jets curse if he's able to,
be Mark Messier and lift the curse.
Lift the curse. I don't know if he's able to do it, but because that's a heavy curse over there in Jetland. So
1969.
But the Jets do have a good team.
They got a bad offensive line though, so that's their problem.
The offensive line, if they got to keep them upright, we'll see. But the Jets should be making some noise, and we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Some of the other things, like I said, we'll be breaking down the NFL teams within the next couple of weeks of their prognosis for the year. Out of Commanders camp, the Washington Commanders, they got new ownership with the Magic Johnson group. So they're going underneath some changes. This came out of it. I'm gonna put it here on the screen, and this is from Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy said this. He said, did the Commanders do any research on Bieniemy before they hired him? They did did they talk to any Chiefs or Vikings players or coaches? He didn't just suddenly become an intense and demanding coach. That's been his MO since he's been there. This is from Tony Dungy. So if you haven't heard, if you've been hiding under the rock, you know, some of these, and I don't even know how it even got leaked or whatever, that, you know, Washington Commander players were complaining about practices and the enemy being too hard or whatever. Me personally, I don't think that stuff should have never got out. Don't know how it got out, but it did get out. And, you know, it's football. It's supposed to be tough. I played it on the high school level, and it's tough. Coaches are going to yell at you. They're going to scream at you. It's what it is. DA played a level higher than me, and the more higher up you go, the more demanding it is.
I remember as a kid.
Sorry,
water was it wasn't a right. water was a gift.
What wasn't no water breaks, right?
What? Until you run this play right.
No, so, you blowing the horn for water breaks, non-existent. No.
Not till you ran that play right. You didn't get no damn water. Hell wrong with you. But you know, listen, man, I don't know how it came out. I don't know how it came out. One, I am perturbed that it did, because it seems like Eric Bieniemy always has something going up against him.
Some black cloud,
coach or whatever, and it's just like, damn, dog.
Always said black cloud.
There's always something that the dude is doing wrong, and the reality is that his style is changing the
culture
of that offense, because the defense is already there. So Jack Del Rio is going to curse you out any damn way on the defensive side.
They already got the best defensive line. It should be
right?
They should be top in defense. Go ahead,
yeah,
D.
so the offense, he's trying to get them to catch up. And the thing is, like, yo, the dudes that ain't ready, that ain't down, believe me, this is what training camp, I guess, and I'm not one for training camp, but if there's a reason why there is one, this is it, to weed out the dudes that don't want to be there. I'm not going to say they're soft because they're NFL players. I'm just going to say the dudes that don't really want to be there will not be there by the time it's over, because they're not going to be able to take it. It's going to be too much for them. The dude curse me out every day. Well, you know what? Get better. He won't curse at you if you do better. If you run the plays right, coaches will not yell at you. They'll probably be mad because you're running the damn play so well that they can't curse you out. So,
yeah,
dog, like, listen, stop.
No reverse psychology, absolutely.
Come on, man. These dudes, come on, man. And if you're a pro, you've had to see every type of coach. From the time, you know, Pop Warner to now, you've probably seen the yelling coach, the loving coach, this coach, that coach. You can see them all.
Yes.
So this shouldn't bother you, which is why, again, we talked about this offline yesterday. Pretty surprised that it came out. I'm not really sure if it was a real story or if someone's trying to get at the enemy, because dudes just don't like him. I don't know, because dude, listen, he's won 2 Super Bowls. Whether you give the credit to him or Andy Reid or whatever you're doing, he was the OC. So on paper, I'm giving him all of the credit for Mahomes in that offense. Not some of it. I'm giving him all of it, because every other offensive coordinator gets all the credit for the winning Super Bowl team.
Yeah, and get a job.
Yeah, well, shit.
But that's it is what it is.
Yeah,
but you're right. You're right about that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Who Eric Bieniemy rubbed the wrong way. It seems like everything is a problem every time this guy, steps into something, or there's some issue with him. But these players need to stop. Just go ahead and play. I don't know. Like Kev said, you and Kev said, I don't know where this came from and why how did this get leaked out? That and then my man Ron Rivera. I mean, I think I would have just said, "Yo, who's complaining?" That's what would have been in mind. Who's that? Who's that complaining? And let me see him, and I'll talk to him.
Well, my brief experience with Ron is that I think he probably did that. Mm-hmm. I'm just not sure how it got leaked out, as Kevin said. It's a weird thing,
right? Yeah.
That this even, like, who tells you? Like, who would admit that a dude is so harder than it makes them want to cry? Like, who admits that?
Exactly.
Cry.
Yeah.
You guys are being non-emotional for people that are emotional.
Well, yo,
You're telling me I
this
ain't
is-
shit.
this is not the place for you. Then this might not be the place for you, dog. It's football. You know what I'm saying? This might not be the place for you. So, you know, yeah, D, I'm with you. I don't know who would come out and say, you know, first of all, your offense sucked last year. I think you was almost in last place in just about
every offensive category.
I believe. Don't hold me to right. I think, but so you got a guy you brought in a new coach who's been on winning teams, and you're telling him that he's talking to you or he's coaching you too hard. That sounds crazy as hell.
Listen, man, you got. I don't mean to be disrespectful. You got whatever Howell, right? I think they got another quarterback that came in. They don't really have any name brand dudes there, so he has to like kind of give this offense a identity without having a star quarterback or star running back or star anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only dude that you can, if you wanted to name somebody on that offense off the top of your head, would be Curtis Samuels, right? And Brother Young from North Carolina, the wide receiver.
Right.
And I think their tight end is pretty good. But regardless, what I'm saying is that he's trying to give you a personality as an offense. He understands what that means because he's won before. And it takes some time, but when you have kids that are not used to winning, you know, second, third round guys that have to play in big time spots, yeah, he's going to expect a lot out of you, you know, and he's going to make you play up to your expectations. And that's important to win. So, you know, that's what I say.
I mean, and as you said that, man, I had to go look him up. You know, if I don't remember who's on your offense, and you gotta look him up.
I thought he was a quarterback, but Sam Howell, yeah,
Sam Howell,
yeah,
that's your quarterback. Good. Went to UNC, can play.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I just thought I forgot Heineke's no longer there. I believe they signed Jacoby Brissett, as backup. So yeah, I just don't know. It's bad look.
And Ron told me, and I don't like saying that because it's like name dropping, but he told me, man, they're really excited about some of the things that he's doing. And I said, Doug, you need to be excited about that defense. You know, that's what. Oh, he said, no, he said, oh, D, we got that. Said,
that's the bread. That's the bread and butter. The defense.
That D line gonna be serious this year.
Montrezl Sweat, them boys, them wrestling boys. Yo, man, that. You don't even have to speak on them. We already know that they were supposed to be coming up the last 3 or 4 years now.
Yep.
So
right?
I'm glad you said that because the contracts are coming up now, and now it's time to show. Or you gonna go?
Right.
Know? Now it's time to show. Or you gonna go? So this is where we at. So
yeah, but you know, no, and not nothing against how you know he's good to play in the NFL, but. We all know there's levels to this, man. You are good to play, correct? But are you good? Good. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's no disrespect, but we know compared to other teams out here, you know, Washington, your offense is you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. So why wouldn't he be?
So why wouldn't he be
screaming
exactly
to kind of whip you guys into some sort of shape, man? Because like you said, Kev, it ain't but another few weeks before we on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So it goes live. Yes.
And like he said, if I don't do my job, I get fired.
Indeed. Well, you know what? So say it again, D.
If I don't do my job, I get fired.
What goes up must come down. Shout out to Coach Rivera, man. You know he's out dude on this show. Shout out to Coach Ron Rivera.
Friend to the family, man.
Friend to the family, no doubt. The Commanders, let Bieniemy do his job, man. And whoever leaked that, shame on you. That's some real that's whack. Yeah. That's whack. That's all I'll just say. It's whack. If you're doing that in the locker room and leaking stuff, that's just totally whack, man. It's just
Something
not
that should
it.
have stayed in house and
Yeah.
been done with. But
Yeah. We'll just say it like that, man. But hey, great show tonight, man.
Wow, we got to 9:00. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, we did
Wow.
90 minutes. Great show tonight. I'm trying to see if I missed anything as far as anything sports wise. Like I said, we got the NFL. We're going to be covering some of the not covering all 30 teams within the next couple of weeks. See where they're going to be going during the season. We're excited about the NFL being back, of course. Baseball down the stretch. We'll be talking about that, and of course, some other things that's in the ropes for us, man. Like I said, look for us to be getting that merch out soon. You'll be able to go to our YouTube channel, our website, all that stuff to purchase some merchandise, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, tumblers. That's what we got. It's going to be
And
on
the
there.
free,
And the what?
free, the
What's
free Sports Chaser 1
Oh,
kicks
I
giveaway.
was going to say.
You know, when we knocked it, you know.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the stuff on the website.
Oh, no, I know. I know. Kev's like,
Kev's
on there.
No, ain't nothing
No,
there.
no. The
Hold
giveaway.
on there, brother.
The giveaway. Show that shoe again, DA. We're gonna fix this camera.
Sports Chaser 1s. Oh, golly, gee, now we can't see nothing. Y'all
Right.
see this?
Yeah,
Move it back.
they go. The Sports Chasers one's Ghostface Killer one. Look, because they're ghosts right now. So
Yeah. There you go. They look a little better now. Right?
Dan K mentioned the hockey
Carlson trade.
the Carlson trade, and
There you go.
Dan K will be back next week.
yeah, they finally got that. They finally got that trade done.
Yeah.
What was it? Monday night or Tuesday night? I think they got it done.
Yeah.
So
Some earlier this week. Yeah.
So yeah, Dan will be back next week to hook us up with the hockey tip, man. But I don't have anything else. Parting shots, we go to D-Dub. D-Dub, what you got for us before we get on out of here, bro?
Yo, everybody have a good weekend. Good night.
Oh, I do have a parting shot. This is gonna be a good one.
Okay. And other than that, I really don't got nothing, too heavy. Remember, like, subscribe, share, tell somebody else, you know how we do. Everybody have a good week.
Appreciate that, D-Dub. DA, what you got for us, bro?
Hey, tell a friend to tell a friend. Glad to be back, man. Health is back in pocket. I'm back to where I need to be. Weight's down,
That's right.
Feeling spry. Everyone, please, especially youngsters, man, I'm telling you right now, man, believe in your health today, man, when you're young, so you'll have it tomorrow.
That's right.
Believe that you're important. Treat yourself like a god. Ladies and female, ladies and males, don't eat the wrong things. I know. You'll need to stop getting turned up. You'll need to stop drinking. You'll need to stop vaping. You'll need to stop smoking. Because it should have catch you. That's my word. All right? That's all I got. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thanks, DA. DA
Catch you slipping.
Yeah. DA being our medical doctor tonight, man. Appreciate that, bro, man. Yes, watch your health, man. Definitely watch that. Dan says, where are all the preseason haters? I said, Dan, I told him to come through. I told him to come through. I guess they had the preseason game tonight. I don't know.
They're waiting for you, Dan, next week. That's all. They're waiting for your ass.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to set it up for you. You're right, Dan. They're waiting for you to come on back. So, yeah, we'll have it where the phone lines will be open and ready to jump in. But my partner shot, I usually like to be positive, and this is just going to be positive, but this is going to be positive for us, man. I've been looking and as you go through your day and you see stuff on social media, I see a lot of folks that are just so negative about a little bit of any and everything. And they're negative about people starting podcasts. Let me tell you something. Shame on you for being so negative for people wanting to do what you're doing. And if they're doing it, what's wrong with it? I don't understand that. So shout out to all independent podcasters that are holding it down. If you're just starting, keep on doing your thing, man. Keep on doing your thing. Whatever your goals is, or whatever you want to accomplish, I salute you. This is not an easy thing to do this. Jump on this mic every Thursday. Some people might think it is, but it's not. It's a lot of hard work to do it and be consistent at it. That's the key word, to be consistent. But I just don't get people just knocking other people down. Well, I get it, because sometimes people think they're on the mountain, they don't think they can get knocked off. Well, sometimes that wind will knock you off that mountain. So just be careful, man. But we here, we ain't going nowhere. We
love all haters.
Yeah, bring it all. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
you love is subscribe. I don't care. Just do.
Just do is engage with us.
Do something.
We're
freedom
cool
of
with
speech, man. That's what this country's about. So,
yeah,
if you want to have a podcast, have one.
Yes,
that's right.
Get it.
Make it do what it do. But what we need to start doing, all of us, young, not young, we're not young, but new podcasters is to start to bridge and make relationships and work with each other, because
collab with one
your
another.
money and my money is different money, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So we can all get it. Believe that.
If you're listening to the sound of my voice, you hear this, and you want to collab with us on the sports tip, hey, get at us. Hey, you can reach us right there in our sports website, sportchaserspodcast.net. Also, you can email us. It'll come directly to yours truly, info@sportchaserspodcast.net. Make sure you also like, click, and subscribe to our channel.
It's for free. It's free.
It's free. Costs you nothing. Get your account. Boom. Subscribe to us. Make sure you also click. We're on all major podcast platforms, so get at us if you miss us. We just love doing this, and we about to turn this up a little bit. Like I said, during football season, we come on twice a week, and we're looking for plans to come on even more than twice a week, so we can really, really, really get down and mess up the algorithm. So
no doubt, Rico knows. Get at me, man.
Mm-hmm.
So Rico, whoever you are, get at D, get at us. You know what I mean? So
that dude's a football encyclopedia, dog.
Hey, where's Ryan at? Because the NBA, what's the USA's team playing? I don't even know what channel are they on. I can't even find them.
Ryan, where you at, man? Yeah, I got Ryan. Yeah, we'll get.
I need him to tell me about the WNBA. The New York what's the Liberty beat the Aces by like 100 points the other night. I'm like, and he talking about this is good basketball. All right.
No, it was bad. They got him. Like that game, it was like, ooh, wow.
That was Sunday game. That was a blowout. I was like, what the
fuck? I was like, wow.
Yeah, well, hey, I like it because unlike the NBA, you put your foot on their neck and you keep your foot on the neck.
Yeah, this is true. They didn't let.
We're not banana boat friends and gonna let you. Oh man, we ain't gonna bust your head so bad. Let's stop.
Yeah,
stop it.
I respect that.
Yeah, definitely do.
Respect that.
So,
but
this is a fun show. I got football coming up there. I don't know if I got football. My bad. Hey, great show. Like I said, we're gonna get out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator for the DA, D-Dub.
Yes, sir.
Mike Mills, James, Eric, in their absence. Dan, appreciate you, bro, in the comments, man. Our hockey dude, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a great rest of the week and weekend. Be safe, be cool. And hey, we'll see you next week. Blessings. Later.
Bye.